They've prepared for this very moment, taking it all in. Strategies planned, adjustments made, belts are fastened. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get racing.
I finally know why I can't get an answer. I finally know why I feel like a number. They keep a secret into their mind. They never talk even for telling lies. Make me feel at least like a mother. Make me feel at least like a fire. It seems I can't find a place.
What happened to Mordok? Did he run out of fuel? Looks like, guys, he ran out of fuel. Just making moves all over the place. The 48 tries to dive down low. Here comes Lucky Dog. He's going to let him know I am here and I am not happy. 38 is out of gas. Robots under the apex.
I finally know why they don't speak louder. There is a secret that won't be mine. They never talk until the
Slide
end
into the turn. These guys are battling it out.
Make me feel at least like a mother. Make me feel at least like a fire. It seems I can find a place.
Checkered flag is waving. We have a winner here
There's a
tonight.
world of things I never knew. 'Cause everywhere I go, there's nowhere I belong. And anyone should tell me where will I find? 'Cause everywhere I go.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to AKA's Cup Series Round 3 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Now, Dohar, he was leading the points after Round 1, and after last week's intense race at Dega, he powered through on the outside to win the race, and he got some stage points, which padded his lead in the standings as we head into tonight's race. And also, track news shows a bit of a rivalry is brewing up with veteran drivers Expert Toaster and Ski. Now, what can we expect to see tonight, and will they settle it out on track? We'll have to find out later on. But for now, we head into Vegas. We need to welcome tonight's drivers for the Driver Spotlight, where we talk to drivers in the league and get to know them just a little bit better. All right, so let's give a warm welcome to our Driver Spotlights. Little Wing, who pilots the number 19. He's 11th in points with 49. And Blue Baka, who drives for the number 3. He holds 62 points. He sits in 8th currently. So welcome, gentlemen. How are you tonight?
Doing fine, Frozen. Thanks for having us.
Glad to hear you guys are doing pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and get started with your first question. I know you guys are getting ready to go to qualifying, so we won't hold you up. All right, Blue Baka, this first one goes to you. Your question from Pro Boss is, what drives you to own your own league with the time and effort that it takes?
Well, me and a couple guys got together and we decided we wanted to do something that makes everybody happy, competitive, and try to get the best people around, and everybody look at us like, hey, these boys know what they're doing, and just be a competitive league. Everybody just come and have fun and gather everybody around, you know?
Absolutely. I mean,
not have to deal
Yeah.
to deal with everything.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so many people out there that that can ruin races, so it's really cool to have a league and get all the more serious drivers in to just have a great race. That's always what we're usually looking out for.
Yeah, and that way you ain't got people, I know some owners that we've been in that tried to manipulate the races for themselves, and we're not doing that. We want to make it equal for everybody, whether you're first place or last place. It's equal for everybody to come run.
I love that. That's how it should be. So that's really cool. All right, Little Wing, tell us something we don't know about you.
It's very hard to find something that people do not know about me, but this is a tough one for me. But I guess I'll just go with I'm a huge fan of autosport, and by autosport I mean racing in general. I'll just go with that. I love any kind. Like I stayed up this morning and watched the 10 hours of Suzuka. Like, I love racing.
Nice.
So that's probably the best thing that I could go with.
I love it. Yeah, I mean that's cool that you have more than just NASCAR. You just love all types of racing. So very, very cool. All right, for the both of you, what is the biggest challenge you face tonight at Vegas? We will start with Blue Baka.
For me, staying out of trouble and keeping my car clean. If you can do that, you should have a pretty good. If you can do that, you should have a pretty good finish tonight, because there's a lot of competitive cars and we're all tight here tonight for some strange reason.
Yeah, it makes for a great race, but as far as you guys go, I'm sure it makes it very intense and it keeps things interesting, I'm sure.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, yeah. All right, Little Wing, what is the biggest challenge you face tonight at Vegas?
Well, myself in general, I consider Las Vegas to be a very tough mile and a half, considering the bumps through 1 and 2 can upset some people's cars more than others. That's going to be my biggest problem, because my car is a bit of a tricky one tonight. I'm just trying to keep it under myself, and like what Blue was saying earlier, if I can just stay out of trouble, hopefully it'll be a good night. But that's my biggest concerns or worries for myself tonight.
Right, fair enough. All right, Blue Baka, what is your next question for me to ask TAC 24 next week?
If he was to get a 7-day all expense paid trip and he was able to carry 3 people with him, where would he go? Who would he take, and why?
Very interesting. I really like that. That's going to put him on the spot. So we'll see what comes of that. That's a good question. All right, Little Wing, what is your question for me to ask Ramzit?
What racetrack would he like to go to and watch a race that he's not been to yet?
All right, I'm liking your guys' question. I love this part. I have actually never done this before, where we have drivers ask other drivers, so I'm really enjoying the questions you guys are coming up with. You guys heard it here from Little Wing and Blue Baka. They joined us in the booth tonight. You see their pictures there. I wish you guys a ton of luck tonight. I think it's going to be some really great racing, and go to qualifying and kick some butt out there.
Thank you.
I'm gonna try.
It's gonna be a good
Thank
one.
you.
Sounds good. All right, J-Mac. We have J-Mac in the booth, I do believe. How you doing tonight, J-Mac? We'll try to get a copy from him. In the meantime, let's say hi to everyone in chat. We have Jas, and we have Dark Hunter, and we have Rock NASCAR. What's up to all you guys? I hope you're gonna enjoy the race tonight. We have a great show at Las Vegas for these guys, but I am super excited. And it's Vegas, and you heard these guys say everyone is very competitive tonight. So when you have that many strong drivers, it's gonna make a great race. So I'm excited. All right, J-Mac, we got a copy from you yet? Nope, still no copy. Oh, geez. All right, guys, this is what we can expect tonight. For stage 1, it gets very interesting. I've talked to Blue Baka and Little Wing before the race. You're gonna see 39 laps for stage 1. So these guys are going to need to save 1 lap somehow, some way. So I know a lot of these guys, they're really good at it, and that's gonna be no issue for them. But for others, it's gonna get interesting. You're not gonna see that for stage 2. We're gonna have 37 laps, so they should be okay. Final lap, you're gonna see 50-something laps out there, so we're gonna see a couple of stops for these guys. But I think they're gonna be okay, and if we can get these guys out there and get them spread out just a little bit, I think we're gonna be good to go. But for a while, I feel like it's gonna be very, very tight racing. And these guys should be already at qualifying. So if you guys want to go ahead and place your bets now, you are more than welcome to. We have a full field. Let me go ahead and put those out one more time. think that's the... Yeah, there we go. You guys can place a bet if you so choose. Turner, you have to go ahead. Here, I'll show you how to do it. So, let me pick somebody. There's so many fast drivers. I mean, any one of these guys is a great pick, I'm telling you. We got Dohar, who's looking for another win. We got Jose looking for another win. Mordog is looking for his first win. A lot of close guys, and I'm trying to read as I'm talking, and I'm not doing so good. All right, let's go for it. That's how you place a bet. You pick the number of the driver that you want, and then you pick the amount that you want to place a bet for, and that should be good to go. Turner028, thank you so much for joining. I've seen you out there, and it's great to have you here with us tonight. I'm gonna see if I can invite J-Mac. I saw him leave, so we'll see if we can't get him back in here. I am very under the weather. It may not sound like it, guys, but I have a terrible cold. My ears are burning, and it's been crazy. So it's been extremely busy too. So I hope you guys have had a great weekend. I've had a really good one. My little girl, it was her 4th birthday today, so a lot of celebrating this weekend. No racing though. We've had no racing for actual NASCAR. We'll see if we can't get J-Mac in the lobby here. I'm trying to get a count on drivers, but the field should be around, I'd say 20 to 22, so it's going to be a big one. And we're doing Las Vegas for our next time here, so 2 back-to-back Vegas races. These guys are going to have a ton of experience to bring here, so I'm excited. I think that they ran it last night too for another race, so I don't know who won. I'll have to find that out later, but it should be pretty cool. J-Mac, do we have a copy? I might be solo tonight, and I'm hoping my voice hangs out if I am, because it's gonna be a long one. It's gonna be a long one if
Hey.
There we go, J-Mac. I could hear you just wrestling around in Discord. Are you struggling
Yes.
with your mic here?
I guess. I don't know. It wasn't registering for some reason. So, the headset part was working, but the microphone itself was not registering my voice.
Oh, jeez.
And I unplugged my wheel, and for some reason, that made it work. I don't know why, but I don't know. It's like my laptop can't, or not my laptop, my Xbox can't do a whole lot of things at once. But hey, I'm here now, so
You are here now, and
Congratulations.
that's what matters.
indeed.
I don't know if you heard, but for stage 1, I'm interested to see. I don't think it's going to be too hard to save 1 lap, but these guys do have to save a lap to make it. We have 39 laps, and they get around 18, from what I'm hearing, 18 or 19 for fuel. So they're going to have to save a little bit as far as running it goes. So I don't think it's going to be an issue, but we'll see. If cautions come in the mix, it's going to definitely switch things up for him, but I think we're going to see most everyone be able to make it.
I would imagine so. That saving 1 lap, especially with accelerated wear, is not too much of an issue, even for drivers who aren't particularly good at it or didn't make a setup specially tailored for it. So that shouldn't be too big of a deal, but that might cause a little bit of trepidation within some people here this first stage. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm hearing over the radio that Garbage, wow, that's Garbage, a Pro League driver, he's out here on pole. So this guy is going to be one to watch. He is not, from my understanding, a full-time driver, but he is quick nonetheless, so it's going to be great to see him out here competing. But he's fastest so far. I'm sure we're going to be expecting an invite soon enough, and I'm excited. Las Vegas, it's a great track, and you can run a couple of different lines out there. But I was talking to Blue Baka, and I was talking to Little Wing, and some of these guys are getting loose trying to drive into 1 and 2 especially, so we're going to have to watch out for that. These guys, if they're going too wide throughout these lines, they really have to make sure that their car can handle it. it can be. You can get definitely very loose out there. 3 and 4, I can't imagine would be much of a problem. Coming off of 4 might be a little bit of an issue, but this track is a pretty solid track, and it makes for a very competitive race.
It does make for some really, really good racing, and it's multi-grooved, so you can see some guys side by side, especially in actually both corners. And to be honest, so this should be a really, really fun race to watch.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and take a look at points as we are waiting to get in the lobby here. You can see Dohar leading the points out there by about, I would say 4. And then we have Tedeschi in second, tied with Moordog in third. Jose, even though he has won a race, he is out there a little bit. So some of these guys, they have some catching up to do, but man, very, very competitive. But you can see the points there. If you want to place a bet, now is the time to do it, because I'm about to shut it down, because ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to go to Las Vegas. You see it there on the screen. We're getting going tonight. It's going to be 50% race, 3 times wear. So everything is going to run out, and it's going to run out fast. All right, betting is turned off, and we're getting ready to go, J-Mac.
Speaking of running out, I wonder if tempers will run out. I heard about a little rivalry that's brewing, and there's a few other rivalries amongst a couple of drivers out there. So I wonder if this place is another track where drivers are on top of each other, and there's going to be a lot of tight racing. So there's a lot of opportunity for some of these drivers to make each other a little unhappy with each other.
Absolutely. You see, wow, that's garbage. He is currently out there in first. A lot of these guys already getting spread out. We came in a little bit later than what I think we usually do. But we have Rocky Top out there in that 24 looking pretty good right behind him. We have the 48, and that is Moordog. He is currently in third. He is my bet tonight, but you can see Tedeschi back there in the 22. He is on a little bit higher on the track than Moordog. Moordog is running it pretty low so far, but these guys are starting to get a single file line.
You can already see a little bit of difference in where they want to run. While that's garbage, just right around that white line through 1 and 2, and then through 3 and 4. But you see Jose up there back in 5th. He's in that middle lane, and those several other drivers. I saw the 24, the 48, and the 22 running a couple of lanes up through 1 and 2. So already a different strategy on how you want to run this track.
Absolutely. The top 3 are looking pretty solid out there. I'll change that and I'll say the top 4. I see Jose out there currently in 5th, and this guy has already won a race. He is the defending champion of the spring season. So he said early on that he wants to improve how he runs in the first part of the races here. So he's already done it. He went out there and won the first race, and he is trying to make his way up to the front here, looking pretty good.
Moordog got a little tight running that high line. Looked like he got the wall. Didn't slow him down too badly, but that's definitely not what you want to do. Might not have hurt his car too badly, but we'll have to see as they go along.
Moordog ran underneath Tedeschi pretty well, though. He makes up another position. Jose right behind him has a little bit of help from the 18 of the Bolt. The Bolt is one that I know that he has not been having a couple of great races out there, so this is his chance tonight to bring back the performance that we're used to seeing him, do. He is a great driver, very competitive, and I feel like tonight we might see him redeem himself and get back up here. These guys are really starting to spread out, J-Mac, and I'm curious if some of these guys are starting to save already. You see guys kind of hold off. I think Jose, in my opinion, I think he's trying to save J-Mac. I mean, we know it. We're going into stage 1. I've already called it out. These drivers have warned me. We're going to have to save, and I feel like some of these guys are already doing that.
It's so much easier to save if you're right up on those guys. I don't know. I think those front 4 just might be a little bit faster right now. If you want to save really hard. You want to be right up on that back bumper. You want to use that draft down the straightaways and feather that throttle a lot more than the guys leading are. I don't know if that's by design. He's also running outside. I think his car just isn't quite good enough to go up there and beat those front four at this moment.
We'll see. Time will tell, but I'm going to give a quick shout out to everyone in chat. BNSF, thank you so much for the host. We have Ramsit out there saying, great job, Frozen, and good luck, guys, from Maine. Thank you for joining, Ramsit. I really appreciate it. Rock NASCAR saying, boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and gals. Game says, good luck, everyone. And exactly, it's going to be a great race. So far, caution-free. And last week we were at Dega. We saw quite a few cautions, made for some interesting racing. But in the end, these guys had an amazing race, as always. But they're looking pretty solid out here tonight, J-Mac. I'm curious if we're going to see a caution at all. And I feel like I need to knock on some wood.
Yeah, I think that's asking for it right there. But
I know.
you have to wonder if these guys are just taking it real easy out there right now. That's kind of what we saw last week. We didn't have a lot of yellows, but that was late in the race. The first stage, I think, was completely clean, and then I think there was one at one point in the second stage, and then the third stage is kind of where it went crazy on everybody. The 24 of Rocky Top is having an issue right now. His car is going away from him pretty quick, and he's losing a ton of spots.
Yeah, I was watching him. Him and Tedeschi were side by side for second. Rocky Top got up into the wall and fell back so many positions. Mordog, he is directly behind Tedeschi in that 22. These guys are on the move. But wow, that's garbage. You see, they have to close the gap to him. He is quite a bit away out there. He's doing a great job tonight. He was on pole. And it looks like he is trying to make a win for himself tonight.
Definitely a very, very strong car that's to pull away from the pack like he is. You kind of wonder if maybe that second group is maybe saving a little fuel, like you said earlier. Kind of wonder if they're maybe letting him get out there. It is very difficult to save fuel if you are not leading the race, but seeing as how these guys do seem to be racing each other a little bit, or they're at the very least using different lines and not using the draft to the corners, it's really hard to tell what the strategy is right now. We'll have to wait and see once the pit cycle begins.
Yeah, Proud Beetle says the midfield guys are good on saving with the front runners punching the hole in the air. We're going to see what happens. You know who I don't see out here in the front? Dohar. Do we have him? I want to try to find him. We got Expert Toaster in that 10 car. He's looking a little...
He is deep in the field.
Yeah, he is. He's one to save. If you guys know Dohar, he is the first one to save, the last one to go into pit. I mean, he is amazing at it. We are currently riding with the 21 car of Pro Boss, and he's looking pretty solid out here, but I know these guys, they might be saving out here, I'm going to imagine. Let's take a look at that 38 of Ski. These guys are getting so spread out, J-Mac. I'm really surprised. I mean, I'm curious if a lot of these guys are on a different pit cycle and different strategies. I feel like everyone is going to have to save out there, but man, I'm surprised with how spread out they are. But you are not going to see this for stage 2 and the final one. These guys are going to be very tight together. They will not have to save unless there's some kind of crazy caution thing going on. But for stage 1, definitely interesting. Let's try to find our way back up here. You see a three-way battle going on for the 21, the 88, and another one out there, but they have since gone single file once again, but that was getting very interesting out there, J-Mac.
That is a very, very large pack that is like a half a straightaway, a full straightaway behind this front pack. You have to imagine that those guys are saving, and that this front group is driving at least 95, 98% what they can. That's not to say they can't make it. I have a feeling that a lot of these guys are going to be able to make it, but some of these drivers that had a bad track position from the beginning might be stuck in that back group and kind of, forced to lay in the bed that they've made for themselves and hang out back there and stretch it. But it looks like we're starting with pit stops.
You see a couple of takers for pit road. Meanwhile, Wow That's Garbage is just getting away. But yeah, a couple of cars pitted. 22 in the 48 keep fighting for that second position. And while they're doing that, Garbage is saying, see you later, go at it. It looks like Tedeschi has kind of backed off of Moordog. I don't know if he's trying to save, but the Bolt passes him no problem on the outside. So that's telling me he's either going in, and there he goes. He goes in along with the 48 and our leader. Wow, that's Garbage. So the 18 of Bolt.
Oh, big wreck in the back. With the 3, the 42, and the 88 involved, and now the 4 is involved.
I'm trying to find our way back here. Look at the amount of cars going onto pit road. Crazy.
There appears to not be a yellow. The 42 driving around trying to trigger one. I'm riding along with him.
Yeah, I'm
and,
watching MDL.
It isn't working.
It is definitely not working for him, unfortunately. And with no caution, that is absolutely going to kill him in stage 1. Very unfortunate for him. Trying to find the Bolt out here back in that 18 car. He was the new leader, but this camera is not letting me at the moment. We have Wow That's Garbage coming off a pit road after his pit cycle there. 88 going on the outside. That is Dohar. These guys going to be pretty equal. It looks like Dohar got into the wall a little bit. Going to slow him down. Man, he's got some damage, it looks like, J-Mac. I don't know what's going on with him. I can't tell if that's just my screen or what.
He was involved in that wreck a minute ago as some of those drivers were coming to pit road. The 2 of them got together and then one shot up the track and pinned the 42 against the wall, and the 88 just kind of slowly entered the wreck and hit one of them. I don't know if that's terrible damage, or maybe it was just lag damage and it's only on the screen where it's hit, but that car is, if that was damaged, then it's going to be wounded, and that's going to slow him down, and that's definitely not what you want, and that's the penalty you pay for running in that middle to the back of the pack.
Absolutely. We're currently on board with 48 of Moordog. He has Tedeschi behind him, and then back there, I do believe that is Jose 720. If these guys can get together, they can start to run down Garbage, but man, as Turner says, Wow That's Garbage has this one locked down tonight, folks. He is the best on the game, in my opinion. He is very fast. I've known him for years, and he's always bringing a fast one to the track. It's just a matter of, can he keep his nose clean? You got to stay out of the cautions. You got to keep your nose clean, and you do have to have a little bit of luck on your side.
But one thing you do need also is a lot of talent and a really fast car. I guess that's 2 things, but Garbage definitely has
so
those
true.
2 things, and he's a long way.
I mean, you saw the space between him and second place before pit road. Look how much he got out, how much sooner he got out than everyone. Absolutely incredible. This guy is just on the move tonight. Gotta love the paint scheme out there. He is a Pro League driver, and he's doing great.
And you also have that also compliments just how well he got onto pit road, how hard he got onto pit road, how aggressive he was without speeding to be able to gain all of that time and just on pit road. And he probably got maybe lucky. You don't gain that much time if you don't have a really good pit stop from the game, if you don't get some help from the RNGesus. But yeah, that's definitely he's now almost a full straightaway ahead. You have to wonder if maybe these guys are saving a little bit and letting him go, and he's just trying to beat them all with his speed. He's just trying to thump them over the head. But right now, he is gone. He has set sail on this field.
He is, and I feel like it's going to take these guys getting together and to run him down. I mean, you can't even barely see him out there. He's just that far ahead. This guy has definitely got the most competitive car out here tonight. My concern, J-Mac, will he have enough fuel for stage 1? If he can get those stage
And
points, amazing. That would be absolutely amazing to bring home a win for stage 1. But my concern is that fuel.
Well, considering how hard these guys are falling off, they're running very conservative lines, just riding with the 22 right now. Tedeschi, I think these guys are saving very hard. I don't think they can make it, and that leads me to believe that that 6 car out front might not be in a great setup right now.
Absolutely. 11 to go at the line for Garbage, and he is catching up to some lap traffic. That looks like the 3 car of Blue Baca. We heard from him earlier for the driver spotlight, and he's looking forward to this race tonight. But he said, man, you know, this car can get loose. We'll see what happens with it, and I think he's just trying to feel out his car a little bit. You see him getting a little loose, making me a little nervous. I'm not sure if he was trying to go on pit road and decided not to, but or just letting WOW go by, but very interesting.
Well, Blue Baca was involved in that wreck a little bit ago that didn't bring out a yellow, as a bunch of those drivers are coming to pit road, so he's wounded right now. He's lost a lot of track position. He's just trying to get to the end of the stage without any more issues.
J-Mac, an interesting battle for second place. Tedeschi going on the inside. No problem. We have the 14 of Wonder on the inside. Mordog stuck on the outside. Tedeschi's going to take over second. We have Wonder moving by. Also, the Bolt, we saw him earlier, stay out after everyone else went in. He is going to be in 4th place at the moment. Mordog moves back to 5th. Look at these guys. I really, yeah, these guys are definitely saving. You can see Garbage way off in the distance. I mean, this guy is just on his own little island. Tedeschi falling back. The Bolt gives him a little nudge on the side. Tedeschi is going to have to fall in line. I feel like these guys are switching positions to save. No one wants to be that front guy. The front guy is the guy who is not going to be able to save all that he can. If you're riding in the back like Mordog, you're going to save the most here. And we're coming to 7 to go as WOW hits that line. And not too many laps left here. They're going to have to put their A game together and hope that either Garbage runs out of fuel or they're really going to have to start pushing.
And according to the official Mississippi counter, Garbage has a 7-second lead right now.
That is insane.
Which is massive at a mile and a half on this track in a league of this caliber. So yeah, there's definitely some saving going on, some different strategies right now. And I'm worried for Garbage about him being able to make it, but obviously he wouldn't be rabbiting out there if he didn't think he could get the job done. So we'll have to see how it plays out.
And we have a couple of more guys tagging to the end of the second pack here. We have Expert Toaster in that 10 car, and it looks like the 4 of Freaky Fast. So great to see him out there, and 5 to go at the line here. We have a lot of guys, and I feel like they are starting to catch Garbage. I think they're going to have enough fuel, but man, the question is, does Garbage have enough fuel? I'm hearing over the radio that Jose, he is going to run out. He is going to have to go in. That is going to hurt him for some points in stage 1. Hopefully he can make that up, but he's going to be a taker for pit road.
And a lot of these drivers are going to be able to take the wave around and get back on pit road, but it is the track position that they're going to lose. They're battling up here in 5th, 6th, in the top 5, trying to battle for stage points, for good track position for the next stage, and he's going to lose all of that here. He won't lose a lap thanks to the wave around here on the upcoming yellow, but just real unfortunate, and the work's cut out for him now.
Absolutely. You guys, I'm getting really nervous for Garbage. I know that he is great at strategy and all that, but I have seen him a couple of times run out of fuel and have to pit on the second to last lap. And I don't want to see that for him here. He needs these points. for the stage points, and he really needs this win. He's supposed to be on a full-time schedule here, and this is the first time I've seen him race so far this season, if I'm not mistaken. So, he needs everything that he can get. Will he run out of fuel? That is our big question here. He has a huge, hungry second pack right behind him that are hopefully going to catch him soon. At least they're hoping. He is just thinking to himself, stay back there and let me do my thing.
He's got a little bit over 2 miles to make here. He sounds like, from riding on with him, that can be a little deceiving, but it sounds like he has backed off a ton, and that he is trying to make it here. God, he has a massive lead to work with. He could probably just let off the gas and just coast around right now. But that's going to be very impressive if he's able to make this.
You're telling me. I'm going to walk him across the line because this is the final lap for stage 1, guys. If he can take this, I mean, wow. I don't know if he'll be limping across the line.
That's garbage.
You said it, J-Mac. I wish I could hear him over the radio. He is a very, very quiet man, so I'm not even sure if he'd be saying anything, but here we go. From what I was told, that was the end of stage 1, but I'm not sure.
We're going to have to wait until the 10th place car crosses.
We'll take it and see if these guys get across. Are we seeing
Maybe
it?
that wasn't it.
Apparently, we got over the radio that it was.
Oh, there it is.
All right, stage 1. Wow, that's garbage. Takes it. Let's see if we can move back through the field. They are just so far back. Oh, geez, you guys.
Oh, wow.
That is the end of the stage right there. Communication over the radio got a little skewed. Garbage ran out of fuel, so I need to get confirmation of who won that. But that's what I was afraid of. Garbage running out of fuel. He did indeed. I've seen it before, and that's what happened here. You saw that second group hold back, so Garbage did not win that.
Very unfortunate. And that was a massive wreck we saw. Not sure who all was involved. Goodness gracious, that was a big old wreck. But who ended up winning the stage?
Bolt won the stage. Huge point padding for him. After Garbage ran out, I got on camera, we saw him run out, and the field flying by him, and that's how this goes, man. You really have to watch what you're doing. Huge hit for Garbage. He was so fast. But you really need to watch the strategy here. It just proves the point. Second stage is underway. We have the Bolt leading out here. We have Mordog on the outside, 22 of Tedeschi on the inside. Wow, that's Garbage currently sitting in 4th, falling back as we speak. Very close, though.
Oh, big old wreck in the back.
Yeah, that is going to go ahead and bring out the caution.
Hey, this one brought out the yellow. Good job, game. But that's about 7-8 cars involved. Jose's back there all wadded up.
Oh, geez.
Several drivers that is just not good for. The 42, the 14 of Wonder, who we've seen up there, the 24 of Rocky Top, who we've seen toward the front. A lot of really fast cars wadded up in that wreck that happened at the back of the pack.
Yeah, and we've talked about it, last season, and we're going to talk about it again this season. They have damage on. So once you get damage, if you repair that damage, if it's bad enough to repair, it is going to slow you down about 2/10. So you really want to keep your nose clean, because if you have somebody out there that you're going side by side with and they don't have any damage and you do, guess who's going to be able to beat you? It's the guy with no damage. So it's just something that goes along with it, and they really have to watch what they're doing.
A lot of these drivers have gotten really good at setting up their cars and putting in setups that can still handle pretty good and put down decent times, at least in the draft, after they've had to repair them. But still, yeah, that's a massive deficit and a disadvantage to have once you've had to click that yes setting on pit road.
Absolutely. Mordog going underneath the Bolt, trying to take over the lead. Can he do it? He's got some help from behind with Tedeschi. Garbage on the outside. Tedeschi kind of playing both lanes here, but Mordog has a little bit of an edge over the Bolt. Super, super close as they head into lap one, or turn one here. Very, very close. You see these guys. Bolt is going to have the momentum coming out of the turn along the back stretch here. Also has some help by Garbage as we enter turn 3. Incredible side-by-side racing out here. This is what I love, J-Mac. You gotta love that.
You do. It's so hard to make a pass here on the inside if that driver on the outside can run the high line, and both the 18 and the 6 can run that high line very, very well, it seems. Very difficult to pass them, and Bolt is able to win that battle, but now he's got a really fast car on his rear end.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at these guys. Very, very close for these top guys. We're not going to see any saving this time around. One pit stop, guys, around 18 or 19, and that's it. 37 laps for stage 2. It's going to be hard racing, and we're already seeing it. These guys want those points. Wow, that's Garbage. He's got something to prove now. He lost out on the last stage, so he's looking to make up for it, and he wants this stage win. He's already out front. He passed Mordog. He passed the Bolt. Here he is once again.
Just a lap ago on the backstretch, the Bolt was leading, and this time around he was out in third trying to hold off Tedeschi and Mordog, but now it looks like he's fighting back onto the outside right there. Trying to hold off that 22 car. That outside line works so good on exit, but right now the 22 able to dive it in there, slide job up in front of him, and take over second.
It does, and then also, once you do that, it slows down the guy behind you, because if you're riding that high side, you're getting that nice momentum coming off the corner, and you can either choose to stay in line and kind of slow yourself down from the guy who did the slide job, or you can try to go out and hope somebody goes with you. But if you do and no one goes with you, you're going to get freight trained. And Bolts chose to stay in line. Excellent decision on his part, but man, these guys are looking pretty anxious out here, right behind Garbage.
You can definitely tell that the racing is very different this time around, because they are sticking right to that Oscar Mayer, that delicious sandwich covered Oscar Mayer car. All three of those drivers staying with him, whereas last time he was able to slowly walk away from him. This time around, they're staying in touch with him. That tells me those 3 cars behind him very, very quick, just a little more conservative with their strategies, which that didn't hurt him, that didn't play against him, so good on them, and now they can race this bad boy out.
Absolutely. You see a lot of the cream of the crop here. Tedeschi trying to go on the inside. I don't know if he got loose, but man, that put him side by side with the Bolt. Very, very close there. I'm thinking he got loose because that was a very, very sudden move. The Bolt takes over second. Tedeschi moves to third. Mordog in fourth. And let me see who is right behind Mordog here. We have the 12 of Sap. We haven't seen a lot of him so far out here, but man, he's got his car moving up through the field, and I do believe that is Expert Toaster directly behind him. Mordog and the Bolt side by side. Mordog tucks back down right behind him, but got a nice first lead pack here. I see Pro Boss. It looks like he's in that 21 car back there doing pretty well. 2 solid packs, and man, it is getting pretty crazy. I want to see if we can bring it down back here. Right now we're riding with 43 of Jose. He's going side by side with the number 3 of Blue Baca. Here he goes on the outside, and as you guys know, he loves that outside. He's going to have some nice momentum coming off that turn, catching up to the guy in front of him. J-Mac, who you have your eyes on?
Oh, right now I moved up to Jose. It's just so weird seeing him with so many cars in front of him. Just watching him just try to use that high line, trying to work around, but that is a mean pack as they're 3 wide, well up ahead of him. Who is all that? That's look like that's Little Wing, and that's the 8 of. Is that Tom Flitty in the 8?
It should be Tom. I think it should be Rock NASCAR actually, but he was in the.
Oh, Rock NASCAR. Okay.
It's either Tom or Rock NASCAR. I know Rock should be full time, but he was also in chat earlier. So we'll see if it can give us any news on that. But yeah, I'm watching that right now, and that was 3 wide for a little bit. Kind of crazy.
This little group is led by that 88 of Not sure if the 41 made a late move there. The 32 just didn't know it, but they made contact, and that really hurt that 32 car.
These guys are starting to get pretty well spread out, J-Mac. We have a couple of different packs here. That front pack, though, has a lot of cars, and they are just really able to get away. Looks like Pro Boss has lost that pack, so he is kind of fallen in between the front and the second pack back there, but he is going to have to pick them up to go as we have 22 to go. So, yeah, he's got some work to do out there.
I think this is just a product of different, of how strong these cars are, and that's why everything's spread out, because the strategy is pretty well set in stone from this point on. I think everyone is set to a one pit stop, and I don't think there's a whole lot to gain right now the way it looks from doing anything overly cute. Ooh, the 19 gets really loose as I'm still here riding along with this 8 car. But yeah, what you've seen here is basically you've had guys like the 43 of Jose, the 88 of Dohar, drivers we normally see up front. They're a little damaged. They're not as good as they once were. And you just kind of work your way through the field up until it starts spreading out, and then you kind of lead that group. The draft is so important on this game, and with these cars at this kind of track, you kind of are where you are once the pack you're in loses that pack in front of you.
Absolutely. We have a couple guys questioning, is Ski out? Ranger is asking. I'm going to try to find out for you. We'll see, but we have Wow.
Last I saw, he was on pit road.
And I just saw him.
On pit road right now.
We have Wow, That's Garbage going in on pit road, speaking of which. So he is going in for his pit stop here. We have the 48 out on the road still. You are very welcome, Ranger. Dino Dad
The
is
Bolt
asking.
and the
Go ahead.
22 are now on pit road.
Yeah, a lot of our leaders are going in now. You see the 22 as he is on a pit road there, as J-Mac was saying. So he's going to fill her up and get those tires on and get it out. Back on track. Same with the Bolt. So a lot more takers here. We have the 10
48
going
is in now, so
yeah.
the 48 and all of them are on pit road. So now pretty much all of our leaders have pitted. The 21 now is your leader, Pro Boss. He was that first guy that was kind of losing that front pack. So pretty much everyone that has been running up front has pitted. We'll have to see how they all cycle out.
We have the 14 as the new leader. Pro Boss had a little bit of a tap from Wonder out there in that 14. He moved back, but you can see Pro Boss, Wonder, the 9 car of String. They are all going in along with Jose and a few others. Very busy pit entry, but man, J-Mac, that looked like a very clean entry for all of these guys.
Very smooth, much smoother than last time when a small portion of the field wiped themselves out. But definitely it's going to be interesting to see how long some of these guys stay out. The 88's still out there. The 41 looks like he's about to come to pit road. Actually, the 88 comes to pit road, almost misses it.
Last second there, making me nervous. We have the 41 of Doc 88, who has been on vacation for the first 2 races. This is his first race back as he just got back into town. Great entry for pit road for him, but man, Dohar just waiting to make his entrance on there, but it looks like he was okay.
Trying to be super aggressive, I believe, trying to make up time, maybe trying to leapfrog his way into a further forward pack, just being aggressive. Probably going to take maybe a little less fuel here. I don't know what you can do with this, I'm not sure if this track is one that really likes 2 tires, but maybe you can get away with it and take a little less fuel. But yeah, that was a very sketchy moment, but he made it work. And now I'm pretty sure everyone has pitted at this point, as the 3, the 19, and everyone else is on pit road.
Absolutely. Dino Dad says, do we know if there have been improvements made to spectate mode in NH4? You know, from the talks I've had, I think there will be improvements. What kind? I'm really not sure. So I'm excited to see it though, because I'm sure that they are definitely working on it. I'm excited to see it out there. I can't wait. Only a couple more weeks. If you are getting it, let me know. I want to hear in chat, because I can tell you what, I am super pumped. And if I'm correct, we have Wow That's Garbage. He is back here in the front again. Very close. We have 12 to go as he just crossed the line and already back in the front. I don't think we're going to see a problem of fuel this time around. He's got some holding off to do. He's got a very hungry pack behind him once again. This time I feel like they have the time to catch them.
Yeah, the goal right here is to just stay in line, work together, and try to run that 6 car down, who's out there by himself. But that 6 car is really, really, really strong, and this is going to be interesting to see if he's able to hold him off. It looks like they're catching him, just visually speaking. It looks like they're able to run him down. But man, if he could have held off this group, that would have been just a true testament of how strong that car is, and what kind of trouble this field is in for that 3rd stage.
Absolutely. Now, J-Mac, do you think that Garbage, did he short pit, or did he have just that good of an entrance? They are catching him quickly, so I personally feel like he did short pit, and it's costing him a little bit of time here.
Well, I feel like if this is one of those places where if you short pit and get yourself out of the draft, that can cost you more than help you, than tires can help you. So I just think he's getting on the pit road really, really well. I think he's also getting really lucky with the pit times. But I think most of it is him just being super aggressive and knowing exactly how fast, how hard he needs to get on the pit road, and he's just maximizing that entry.
Very good points. We're going to see how he can defend his position. He is your current leader with the Bolt in 2nd, Mordog in 3rd. We have Tedeschi hanging back just a little bit in 4th. I feel like Tedeschi's hanging back just a little bit because once they catch Garbage, I can't imagine that Garbage is going to let them take it. He is going to try to defend that. If I know Garbage, he's not going to let them take it too easily. The Bolt, we've seen these two before, J-Mac. If you recall, at Indianapolis in the last season, Wow That's Garbage and the Bolt went after it for the lead there. Ended up wrecking each other, and it was the most intense finish. And I believe that was another fuel thing where Garbage ran out of fuel. The Bolt passed him and won the race.
Yeah, I believe in that race, Garbage maybe took a little less fuel. I think he tried 2 tires and just didn't have the car, and the Bolt ran him down. They were racing hard. The Bolt was able to get around him, and Garbage ended up losing a ton of ground. But that in that race in a previous stage, I believe the 18 was involved in a wreck. I believe him and the 21 of Dodge Boys, now the 88 of Dohar, got into it with each other. So there's a lot of history between these two. It's really, really good racing. And the 48 stuck his nose somewhere. I don't think there was actually a hole, and that almost caused a little bit of a slip up, but it ended up working out.
I think you're right. I take it back. Garbage, I mean, he's able to hold it off pretty well out here. He's got the speed, so I'm not thinking that he took 2 tires. I think that he took a full stop. He's just that good at getting on pit road. Had a good pit stop time here as we are 5 to go. The Bolt kind of taking a peek on the inside. Looks like Garbage realizes he's got it. We'll see if he can do anything, but Mordog chooses to stay up high. He's going to have the momentum and the help.
Yeah, I think he got the wall.
He got a little bit of that wall, kissed it just a little bit. He still stays in 3rd. the Bolt not making moves so far like I thought he would, but we'll see as we come to 4 to go.
I have to wonder if that 22 not really happy with his car, or if he's biding his time right now, not wanting to get up in the middle of that race right now. Very curious to see. Doesn't seem like he has the long run car that I think he wants to have, because he has fallen off of this group. He's in danger of losing the draft.
The Bolt getting a little itchy out there. He was taking a look on the inside as they are coming up on MDL in that 42. They are hungry for this. The Bolt wants a stage win as we are 3 to go. It is getting very, very close, guys. We'll see what the 42 does here as he is riding high, but Garbage doesn't seem too nervous about what's going on ahead of him, but he's got guys in front of him, guys behind him, and they're all pretty hungry. Bolt moving up underneath. He's got the help of Mordog. Mordog slides up a little bit. Gonna be very, very interesting as these guys are too wide for the lead with 2 to go in. We still have MDL up ahead.
MDL trying to work this draft like he's the leader, trying to stay on the lead lap, and that is causing some hectic racing here. The 6 of Garbage, it looked like he tried to enter a little too high. That gave the Bolt a lot of room, and the Bolt is going to have him cleared 1 lap later.
Bolt takes over the lead with 1 to go at the line. MDL is still hanging out. I'm going to call him the Ryan Newman of this race here. Absolutely crazy. We have Garbage going out underneath. We have 42 blocking the Bolt. Now they're going up
Mordog
down.
making it 3 wide.
Man, absolutely crazy. And here
Giving
comes
a lot of
Mordog.
room.
Absolutely
I can't believe he
incredible.
was clear there.
This is it. We're coming up to the line for stage 2. What is it gonna be? Looks like Bolt is going to take it for stage 2, but man, what an incredible finish. We have Garbage in second, Mordog in third.
That was some very, very intense racing, and the 42 car, he did his job and was able to stay on the lead lap. Very good job of holding off the leaders there. That created some great racing.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that 42 really holding up Garbage, and I think that helped the Bolt and Mordog make their way to him and pass him. I'm wondering how Garbage feels about MDL right now in that 42, but the Bolt, he managed to make his way around, and I mean, he had MDL in front of him also. They were switching back and forth, but what an incredible stage 2 finish.
And apparently we have some word on the 22 car on why he was a little slower. Apparently the 6 had a couple of lag spikes while they were drafting together, or while they were racing earlier, and it looks like that has caused a little bit of damage to his front end, and that's why he was a little slower and the balance was a little off on that car.
Unfortunate for Tedeschi. I'm curious if
and he did not go on that restart.
No, he didn't. These guys are 3 wide at the start. Absolutely incredible. We have the 6. We have Tedeschi on the outside. Expert Toaster on the inside. We have Mordog in second. Crazy start for the final stage here. I gotta say, it's gonna make things very, very interesting.
The dominant car of the first half of this race right now, having potential internet issues that cost him on the start. Right now, the complexion of this race is shifting pretty mightily, and the 18 looks like he is the one right now to lead this field. We're gonna have to see what the 48 can do with him.
We're out here riding with the Rocky Top right now, and he goes flying past MDL, who gets super loose and hits the wall back there. I don't think that's going to be enough to cause a caution, but that pretty much ends his final stage here. He's having a rough night tonight so far, but 24 of Rocky Top out here in the back.
All that work to get back on the lead lap, and to have that happen, that sucks, to work that hard and then to just have an unfortunate moment like that. But back at the front, the race is sort of heating up.
I feel like they're just kind of being patient right now, which is a good thing. I'm on board with Jose, though, and he is our defending champ of the spring season, not having a great race tonight. he is in the back of the field, not where he wants to be. He had that earlier contact involved in the wreck that happened, and
oh, the 48 gets loose. Or not the 48, the 22 gets loose. Had a nice save. You have to wonder if maybe there was an unfortunate lag. Now you have to wonder about everything. Was maybe there a lag spike there, or did the car just get out from under him? But either way, excellent save by Tedeschi there.
yeah, you know, he always brings a strong car to the track. So I'm curious if the damage has really affected his car, or if it's just his setup. But usually for him, he doesn't have that much of an issue with his car. And we're saying that, J-Mac. But look at this guy. He's out here in 4th, and we're talking about him having issues.
Well, with that front end damage, he's probably loosened the car up, and what it's done is it's made it really, really on edge, especially here on the short run. And
Yeah.
that might be an issue that he's fighting.
Absolutely. You know, there's so many different things that can go on, but you know you have a talented driver when you're having issues and you're still hanging out in 4th. So great job to Tedeschi hanging out there. Mordog moving up the track. Right behind the Bolt, we have Tedeschi trying to take a look on the outside of Mordog. These guys are getting pretty hungry out here and trying to make some moves. Getting very interesting. Mordog goes on the inside and has to tuck back in line behind these guys. That took a lot of time from him. He's going to be able to catch up, though, as Tedeschi moves in front of him in 3rd. We have the Bolt in 2nd, and Garbage still hanging out there in the lead. That guy is amazing tonight.
Garbage has moved up the track a lot. Now he's running really high. I think maybe a little higher than he wanted to. He ran more that middle line the last couple of times through 1 and 2, and he's really working. And the 48 is having issues. And he is gone.
Yeah,
I believe he might have had a controller
48.
issue for Frozen.
Oh no, I'm looking at him. He is on pit road, and
Oh, and
man,
that we have. Otherwise, we have a big wreck. The 6 car.
huge wreck. Garbage is
It started at
completely
the front
annihilated.
with the 18 and the 6. Don't know what happened, but judging by how they were racing, it would either be the 18 pushed up into the 6, or the 6 got loose up top of him and came down into the 18. But or maybe there was a lag spike. Who knows? But that was a huge wreck.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious if it was a lag spike. I mean, that happened so suddenly, right after Mordog was out of the race. From what I'm hearing of the radio, the 18 put the 6 in the wall, which started a whole domino effect. So here we go, and not very good for these guys. We have Garbage with a ton of damage. He's gonna have to get it repaired, and it's not gonna look good for him. We have Tedeschi in the lead on the restart here. Let's get these guys restarted, but Tedeschi looking pretty good. Expert Toaster, I mean, we've talked about him so many times. He kind of goes underneath the radar, J-Mac, and then towards the end of the race, we just see him out there and just going towards the front of the field. He made some strategy calls for going under caution. Who is that back there? Let's take a look.
That is Proboss, it looks like.
Wow,
Head
that
first
is...
into the wall.
Yeah, that is going to bring out yet another
massive wreck.
caution. Let's hope we're not going to be into the caution breeds cautions. From what I'm understanding, we do have a couple of lag spikes going on. I'm not sure if that was one of them. From the looks of it, that just might have been some contact.
I think this is how this race went last season. It went really well right up until the end, and then it kind of went crazy.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't see the same thing here, but as shuffled as the field is, I have a few fast cars that have found their way kind of in the middle of the pack now, and you have to wonder if that's going to cause some issues going forward. But a very interesting top 5 here. We have the 22 of Tedeschi, the 10 of Toaster, the 88 of Dohar's found himself back to the front after being just completely, MIA this whole race.
Tedeschi leading us off the restart once again. Toaster on the outside. Saw a little bit of lag once we came back here, but so far, cross your fingers and knock on some wood. They're looking okay. We have the 9 of String directly behind Tedeschi. He is warming up those tires. We have Dohar. We have some contact
String looks
between...
like he's
yeah.
being pulled by a string.
A little bit of contact between him and Expert Toaster. Toaster gets moved a little bit out of the way. We have huge
and that
pile up.
stacked
The
up the
4.
field, and the 6 involved again. Garbage involved in another one. Massive accident, and that all started with the 9 really checking up the field, it seemed like.
I feel like that almost didn't bring out a caution, and man, you guys can see it there on the replay. Tough restarts for these guys. They're really gonna have to give each other some space. I mean, they're gonna need it. Off these restarts, we're starting to see some lag, so they're gonna have to just be patient, kind of give each other some room, and we'll get this race back underway. But it's tough so far in this third final stage.
And now we have the 88 of Dohar up in second place, and don't look now, but in 7th, in striking distance, is that 43 car of Jose, who has just not been that great to that, but he's finding his way back up toward the front.
Here we are. We're getting some word. We have the AK Racing League, which is Pro Boss. Third stage lag. Exactly what I was thinking. Mordog says controller issues again. I know I say it, but I do hate to see it. Mordog had an amazing car out there. A heck of a run going for him. So, I just don't like seeing these guys being taken out early.
And the 9
as we have the
tries
9.
to get into the 22.
Wow.
A little bumper lock there.
Yeah, String just
a poorly timed bump draft, and he killed the inside wall.
You see
and
Jose,
they're wrecking
though.
off the 4.
Oh no. Here we go. We have some guys on pit
The
road
6 is on
after
pit
wrecking.
road. The
Still
42, the
wrecking.
21 of Pro Boss. Good lord. The 3 of Blue Baca is involved, and the 4 has lost ground off of all that.
Even with all these people involved, we are still green. We had a garbage involved. Johnny Rocket. You heard J-Mac mention quite a few names, but we are on board with Jose, who has since moved
And
up the
they're
field.
coming back around the 21, who has not
Yeah.
refired really yet. Ooh, that's going to be interesting.
That is going to be very close as he is hugging the line,
is he?
trying to file back in. Can he do it safely? Very sketchy situation there, but they managed to keep it clean so far.
I think he was trying to game the game and get it to throw a yellow, even though it should have thrown a yellow with that many cars wrecked. And it either had that look or it had a look that he was looking for somebody, one of the two. But he was able to file back in, and the 14 is looking really squirrely back in the middle of the pack.
You know, I was hearing that we were looking at some lag. You see garbage down there underneath the apron. You know his car is hurting. You saw him all scrunched up. A lot of damage to that Oscar Mayer Deli Fresh car. Man, after a strong showing tonight. Tough to see.
And he has just left the race. I think he has called it. I think he was staying down low, trying to let the field go by, and might have aproned it there, trying to give them room. But yeah, that's going to be the night into the night of for garbage.
Yeah, the 6 has joined the 48 in the garage. Hate to see it for him. We've had a couple of those Mordog and also garbage. Completely strong cars taken out tonight. We currently on board with the 18, who is running in 4th, right behind Toaster, who is in 3rd. Dohar making his way up to the front. He's doing pretty amazing out here, but Tedeschi, who we saw not have the best run earlier, he's currently your leader, and this guy is on the move. He's got a hungry Dohar right behind him. These guys are looking pretty good so far out in the front.
A car with 96% aero damage, according to the Facebook message is currently leading this race. That tells you what kind of a night it's been for most of these guys. Just a lot of damage, a lot of incidents, a lot of wrecks, and right now we have a very, very interesting race ahead of us as things seem to have calmed down. We have a nice single file line going. I think I just stole one of your lines, and I think we might be able to go green here.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think a couple of cautions should have been called. However, they have not. So here we are, green. We have 2 packs forming here. We have this huge front pack. And behind these guys, you have a whole nother pack that are trying to catch up to these front guys. They're going to put in a lot of work to be able to do it. And I'm not even sure that they have as many cars as this front pack has. But, man, these guys are rolling.
I think Jose's commitment to that outside line might be checking up that second half of this group here. He's very good on the outside line, but he's losing the draft of these guys up in front of him through the corners, and that's kind of stacking up the field just a little bit, but that's not his job. His job is to race everybody. So I just don't think he has the car, but now it looks like he's making his way back up to this front group.
Absolutely. 24 to go as Tedeschi just crossed that line. Dohar behind him. I think for now these guys are just riding. Keep it clean. Hopefully the lag figures itself out. So far it looks like it has. I'm going to knock on some wood. I have to do it all the time. But they're looking pretty good. The top 4 guys trying to break away as looks like Jose is losing just a little bit. A little bit of a gap forming there. So he's going to have to pick up some help behind him. Get a move as that first group is starting to separate.
It is, and you can see drivers starting to move up to that high line, and honestly, I think that's losing this front group here, as they're pretty much nose to tail right around that white line.
Yeah, I mean, they're running a beautiful line, working together so well. That's what the guys behind them need to do. They need to concentrate on what line they're going to run and really form it up. I'm trying to find my way back here.
But instead, they're 3 wide back there.
They're 3 wide fighting it out. I mean, they are not interested in forming a train here. They are just almost 3 wide. We have the 19. We have the 12 side by side, the 71 and the 8. Absolutely crazy. We have Blaine Freddy. We have the 8 of Tom Tom here. We have the 19 of Little Wing. These guys are absolutely crazy. 12 of Sap. I want to say just get in line and work together. Then you'll catch the guys in front of you. But I'm wondering what Jose is thinking as he is falling back into the clutches of this second group. Will they start to form a line, or will they continue to battle it out for position?
Meanwhile, these front 4 still single file, still hanging around, and still trying to make it to the end here.
20 to go as Tedeschi is crossing the line. I'm trying to make my way back up through the field. Trying to get these guys moving. We see the 9 car. You just see how damaged he is. Let's take a look back there. If he is in cockpit view, you know he is not seeing a thing. That Napa car is just completely banged up on that front hood. That is going to really hurt how he is able to get draft and how fast he is going. Not a good thing to see.
Woo! Riding on board with the 10 there, and he kind of sent it on the entry into 1 and almost got underneath the 18, and that was almost a big old wreck. But other than that, these front 4 still nose to tail.
Jacob, what's up? Glad you can join us tonight. These guys are having a great race. Stage 1, very, very interesting. We'll do a recap. We had Garbage leading most of the race, a huge, huge lead over everyone. Ran out of gas.
Oh, we have
on
a battle
the final
for the lead
lap.
right now.
Yeah, we do have a battle for the lead. We have Dohar and Tedeschi going side by side. The Bolt was behind Dohar, pushing him, and we have Dohar taking over the lead.
He's coming into pit road.
Tedeschi is flying underneath. We're going to see if they take into pit road. We have Tedeschi going in for pit road. The Bolt. Dohar, of course, stays out along with Expert Toaster. Those guys can work together for the moment. We're going to see who goes in next lap, but we have a bunch of takers for this one. Turner says, Expert Toaster creeping into the picture. I'm telling you, this guy is very well known to kind of lay underneath the radar and then just shows up for the final parts of the race. We have Dohar taking it super wide. Whoa, very close. He even goes in on the outside of the cone. Looks like they took him in, so we'll see how it goes for him.
Real life, the officials would have something to say about that, but I think that is a way to game the game. I think he was just trying to maximize that pit road entry, like some others have done this race. But we'll have to see if that works out for him. Definitely gonna wonder who in that group of 4 is gonna lose out in this deal, because that's what happens with the pit cycle. Someone is gonna fall off of the draft here, and it's gonna be real unfortunate because of the randomness. But we're just gonna have to see who it is, who the unfortunate victim is, and then from there, that'll be who's battling it out for the win.
We saw Cappy go in, as Tedeschi should be our new leader. Yeah, we have Dohar coming out, so man, these guys are coming out super close, but Tedeschi will be our leader. We have Dohar falling back into 3rd, the Bolt in 2nd. These guys are back in line once again.
And like we said, there was going to be somebody who lost out. The 10 car comes out in 5th. Actually lost ground to Jose even there over the course of those pit stops. So very unfortunate for him that he lost that amount of ground. But this is looking like, honestly, this might be a 2-car battle if the 88 cannot latch onto the 18's draft here.
Yeah, we're going to find out. This is the final part of the stage here. There should be no more pit stops here. We have Blue Baca going in along with some others. Proboss going in. We see him underneath there. But yeah, so far, the Bolt and Tedeschi are going to be battling it out for 1st and 2nd. Hopefully, if they can go side by side and battle it out, that is going to allow Dohar maybe to catch some draft and bring it up to him. But he's going to have some hoping to do if these guys continue to go single file. He's only going to continue to increase that gap. Riding along with the 10 of Expert Toaster. J-Mac, he has fallen back, Expert Toaster. I mean, you said it earlier, but even Jose, he made up that position on him. These guys, hopefully they can work together. If I were Jose, I'd be a little tempted to hang back just a little bit for Toaster and maybe work together to catch Dohar. That would benefit them. We'll see what they do, though.
The thing is that working with Jose is not going to be the most easy thing because he is running such a unique line in comparison to everybody else. The 3! The
88
3
just got wrecked by
Blue Baca coming off of pit road.
Highly unfortunate. That is going, if that doesn't bring out a caution, that is simply just going to end his night and chances for a win.
And
Tedeschi.
That's going to ruin his chances for points.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Remember, he has had bad finishes in both stages. This is going to be a huge this is going to have a huge effect on the points battle.
He is your leader in the
points.
points.
He's not able to. He is, and he has not scored really any tonight, I don't think. And he's losing them as we go.
He only had a 4-point lead, and if this is it for him, that's going to take him out of the lead.
He was trying to keep it on the apron. That car is wounded. I think he just needs to pull that thing to pit road. He's not going to gain anything by just keeping it out there. He's got to get that thing to pit road and get it repaired so it can run halfway decent laps.
Almost an entire backstretch between this front group of Tedeschi and the Bolt. Between these guys and 3rd and 4th. If these guys can keep it clean, not too many laps to go. I think it's around 11 or 10 to go. So not much more for this race. If these guys can keep it clean, keep it on the track, we're going to see either Tedeschi or the Bolt win tonight. And the Bolt needs it. He hasn't had a great showing so far this season. So he could use every single point he can get.
He has, and remember the last time that he was racing for the lead, it was with garbage, and it ended with a really big wreck at the front. We didn't really get to see what happened with it, whose fault it was, but we know the 18 is a very aggressive driver. We know the Bolt's very aggressive, and Brian Tedeschi himself is not the least aggressive driver out there, so we can see some fireworks.
Absolutely. These guys are coming up to 7 to go. Tedeschi is still your leader, the Bolt in second. I'm curious if we can get a count on who is third. It looks like Jose is third. We have Expert Toaster in fourth. I don't know that these guys are going to be able to catch first and second. I'm not seeing it. I think the win is just going to be between the Bolt and Tedeschi here tonight. Very, very close. I'm going back and forth between these two. Expert Toaster, he needs to really, really push with Jose. I think he's trying to, but he just can't run the line that he's doing otherwise, or he's just either doing that or he is just running his own line here, and that is only going to hurt these guys. I want to take a look at who we have behind him. He does have some traffic behind him, so they're really going to have to watch it if they don't want to give up their positions here.
Yeah, this is a two-car race unless we get a caution flag or unless we get a two-car wreck. One of of two certain cars.
Yeah, I mean, we're watching first and second out here as we have 5 to go. Look who is in front of him. That is none other than Dohar, who had extreme damage from contact with Bubaka, who is trying to get back on the track. Kind of ended Dohar's night. We'll see if he does any blocking or just moves out of the way for these two to battle it out. Looks like he's going to stay high. These guys are going to get past him pretty clean as I say that.
And he goes after the 18.
Very interesting.
Reason.
I don't know if there was some rivalry going on with that or what was that about, but that looked kind of intentional, J-Mac.
That looked bad. That looked really bad. And that was... I don't see any reason for it. Those two have had history in the past, and anyone that has raced with the Bolts has had things to say about different things. And I do mean anyone that has raced with him and anywhere, but that seemed completely unnecessary. That I don't know where that came from or why that happened. But
you guys saw it right there. Yeah. Rivalry of Fall League for AKA the 18 versus the 88. That just gave the race to Tedeschi as we are 2 to go. He just has to keep it clean, and as long as no one else comes up the track and takes him out, he's got the win tonight, and that is after some contact earlier where he did have some damage to his car. He just has to run his race and keep it clean, and he's golden.
He's come back from a lag spike, and I mean, very good. Just an excellent job of fixing that car. Remember, he was real loose, I think, from trying to adjust the tightness of that front end damage out of it. But I'm just taken aback by what just happened. That was completely out of left field.
Absolutely. I would love to hear from these drivers what actually happened here, but this is the final lap. We're going to bring Tedeschi around the 22 for hopefully a win. I don't want to jinx it, man. This race is absolutely crazy. But here comes Tedeschi.
I mean, a meteor might strike the track, but...
you never know. You never know. But here's Tedeschi. He is your winner here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. 22 wins. Here we go. Congratulations to him. Let's see if we can get a tag on who got second.
The Bolt
saves it.
Still managed to hold on to second.
Yeah.
And then the 10 of Expert Toaster comes home in third as he was able to get around Jose. Absolutely
incredible. What a crazy race. I think we have a couple of rivalries going on tonight. I really am excited to hear. I don't even know if excited is the word to go, but I'm interested to see what the Bolt has to say about this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a very interesting interview.
Huge congratulations, though, to Tedeschi. I mean, he ran a great race. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Wow, that's Garbage, who had a dominating performance tonight, but had to take it into the garage along with Mordog. Yet another great race for him. However, he had some issues, had to bring it into the garage, so that ended his night also. Let's bring these guys in the booth, talk to them a little bit, and see what happened. All right, we're getting these guys in here. I'm gonna go ahead and get out because I don't want to go to Martinsville. I'm sorry. Tedeschi, a huge congratulations. What a race tonight. How was your car feeling out there?
It was really good. Kind of got a lot of damage there early. There's kind of a little incident there with Nick. Just we were at 96 aero that whole race, so it was basically driving a cardboard box around. But I mean, it was pretty good. Just had to like make a lot of adjustments to get the handling back straight. But I figured Dan was going to get the run there at the end, but just kind of an unfortunate deal with a lap car.
Yeah, there was some crazy incidents going on there, but had some crazy finishes for stages here. But you ended up bringing a win home tonight. It's going to help you out in point standings. I do believe you guys are headed to Vegas once again, this time on the new game once it comes out, correct?
Yeah, correct. Definitely really excited. I wish I could say this would translate to Pro League success.
I think that got bumped
wish I
a
could-
race. I think it got bumped a race.
It did? Okay, well, I'll have to
Changing the
talk
schedule.
to...
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about any schedule changes, but we'll find that out.
Yeah, I wish I could say, because our next Pro League race is at Las Vegas, I wish I could say we'd have some success that would transfer over, but Heat 4 definitely will be an entirely new beast.
Absolutely.
So just kind of take this one with a grain of salt and move forward. Just can't thank everyone enough, especially my teammate Corey Rothgeb on PlayStation. He's been helping me out a lot with setup, especially on Heat 3, the whole team, Penske Esports crew, and then JPM for giving us a place to race. Like I always say, AKA is the best custom setup racing. God, I can't talk today. Period out there. So it's been amazing to race, and just a good group of guys as well.
Absolutely. And, we were a little worried about you after that contact happened, and we saw that you had some damage, but you brought it home. You brought it back together. So you're always bringing a fast car out there. It's amazing to watch you. So once again, congratulations.
Yep, thank you very much. Thank you guys for broadcasting all the hard work y'all do.
Absolutely. All right, J-Mac, let's go ahead and get an interview with our second place, the Bolt. And what an interview this is going to be.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. All right, let's start off with happier times. You're racing for the lead there. Actually, well, I guess it's not happier times. First off, what happened with you and the 6 car? That was an issue both of us ended up missing, and would like to hear your side of that before we get into any detail, because I was kind of curious.
Wait, I hate to be that guy, but my mic turned off. I didn't hear the first part of that question. Can you repeat again?
Oh,
sorry.
Okay. So, middle of the race, you and the 6 of Garbage were racing together, and we were, I think both of us happened to not be on that battle at the time somehow, and we missed kind of what happened. So, what happened there that caused a little bit of an incident?
Stage 3, was it? We were battling a lot the race.
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, I
It was
think
the one
stage
that caused
3,
the
if that's what it was. I remember, I think, there was so much happened in that race.
was.
He was riding the top there in 3 and 4, and I had a good run on the inside, and I think Garbage just got loose and hit me in the side, and I ended up just going in the grass there spinning.
Okay.
So that's what happened there. It wasn't anything, intentional. I mean, he raced me pretty hard though, but I don't think it was anything like that. It was just a racing deal there.
Okay, yeah, y'all were racing really hard. You had really. It was crazy that first stage whenever he gapped everybody.
Oh yeah,
But
trust
then
me.
that second stage, you could definitely tell y'all had cars and y'all were doing strategy that time. But you were
Yeah.
racing up front a lot, and you were racing for the win there at the end. And what the heck happened out there? What was that?
I don't know, to be honest. It looked pretty blatant to me. I raced him fair the whole race, and just came down on me and wrecked me. Just I had a good shot there to fight Tedeschi for the win. He had some damage, I didn't, so I probably could have set up move if I wanted to. Just went down and wrecked me. I mean, we've had a pretty big history in the past, and he still hasn't gotten over it. So I guess he still hasn't, and just wrecked me there. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I wasn't too upset. I'm still pretty satisfied with the second place. It's all thanks to everyone from Joe Gibbs Racing, Gibbs Gaming, Interstate Batteries for all the support they've given me throughout the whole Pro Week. Especially after that tire blowout at Daytona, which was really rough. So really happy with how everything's been going. Had a fantastic race, great car. But won this race. Believe it or not, this would have been my 100th league race win in every single league out there. So I was really hoping to do something there. But unfortunately just came up short, and just all thanks to everyone, all my family and friends for support. Just wasn't our day today, so yeah, it is what it is, and move on to the next one, I guess if it's Las Vegas or if it's some other track that we just made up, I'm not sure, but let's go.
Well, you did a great job tonight. You had a fast car, and you were battling up front for most of that race, and just unfortunate what happened, but you came home with a solid second place finish, so congratulations.
Thanks, man.
All right, we're gonna move it over to Expert Toaster, but first, Dohar says he would like to have a word, but we'll get him in here, and then we'll move on over to Expert Toaster as he finishes in third. I think it's gonna be interesting to see what we have here. Let me see if I have him on the list, or if somebody can invite him. You could go ahead and do that.
I got it.
All
right.
I'd like to hear what he says.
We'll get him in here, but in the meantime, Expert Toaster. We've said it so many times throughout the past couple of seasons, but you go under the radar, and then all of a sudden, towards the end of the race, you just sneak up to the front and make your presence known. No different here tonight, so take me through your strategy.
My strategy was, well, first of all, maybe I'm wrong on the track change. Maybe I misunderstood that. We'll let boss clarify that. I was just trying to keep the car clean and stay out of any mayhem. I didn't want to get totaled. Yeah, just driving conservative, trying to keep it clean, give people room. It was a great race. Once again.
Absolutely. I mean,
I'm happy. I mean, we had 23 people in there, and that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good stuff.
It definitely is. It was tight racing. The finishes for the stages were amazing. A lot of interesting things going on the track. But for you, tell me what you did to find your way up there. Was it a pit strategy call? Was it just working your way through the field?
I was kind of there. I mean, I finished 5th in both stages, I believe.
Yeah.
So I was just out of the camera lens, I guess. So
we saw you. We saw you out there, but yeah.
But no, there's no real strategy change. We had a race last night in RSR, and I didn't realize damage was on. It was kind of a fun run at Vegas with ×3. And in the first stage, I think everybody had damage, so I just went into the pits with damage and worked on fixing the car. And a couple of those adjustments really worked in this race tonight, which was, kudos to that. I was upset when there was damage on. I realized when I went into the pits, I was like, holy cow, 15 seconds to repair damage. I didn't even know it was on, but yeah, that helped. That helped a lot tonight. Really dialed in the setup.
Absolutely. I know a lot of you guys ran that, so it's good to get it out there and get your car tuned in, bring it out the best it can possibly be on the track tonight, and you got a podium finish. Congratulations to you. It's going to help you out in the points there, and I cannot wait to see what you do for the rest of the season.
Well, hopefully I'll get on the tallest podium stand here soon.
Get that win.
That
You got to bring her home.
one.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Oh, geez.
No, good race. Good
Yeah.
win, Tedeschi. Good run, Bolt.
Thank you. You too.
All right, J-Mac. We got
Did you
Dohar
get
in the
Dohar
room.
in here?
Wait, he's
Oh.
in the room. You want to bring it over to Dohar, or you want me to take this one?
Well, I guess
Just
I
let
can
him
take it
talk.
for you. Yeah, just
Go for it.
all right.
Ding, ding, ding. Round one.
So, So that whole thing started. You were running third there, trying to catch the top two, and you got wiped out there from a lapped car trying to make it onto pit road. So tell us about your mindset from that point on. We'll frame it that way.
Well, of course. It kind of stunk. We had a tough just trying race. Got damaged early, and just had to keep fighting back. So it's a shame we never got to show the true speed that our number 88 Junior Motorsports Chevrolet had. And then when that incident happened coming off pit road, had dozens of thoughts going through my head. But I had a little handy list I had to the left side of me that told me all the times I had gotten wrecked by that 18 car last season and junked up our ride. A lot of wins taken away, a lot of good finishes, a lot of other cars that he junked too, and had a list just from today's qualifying practice beforehand and the actual race of 6 drivers that were irritated by him. And so I made it a mission that I was going to let everybody by. I was going to wait till a moment when I could least impact the race, only impact him, and we accomplished that. Maybe didn't cost him a spot, so that's fine. He doesn't really learn his lesson from it, but it took the win away from him, and that was kind of the main deal right there. He's kind of like a fly, and he's always swatting around you, being irritating, so I took the swatter in my own hands.
You guys heard it there.
Oh, that's the word there.
Bolt, do you have any words to say back? I don't want to make it too intense, but we'll bring it back to you to defend yourself, and then we might call it a night.
Huh? Wait, what? My mic turned off. Again, sorry, my batteries are low.
I would also just like to say a big thank you, shout out to my family. I know they were watching. My girlfriend, I know she was watching too. Refs from my team, sorry that I couldn't get it done, but just sometimes you just gotta bury your feet in the sand and stick up for yourself. So that was the goal of today. Appreciate you guys bringing me in for an impromptu interview.
Absolutely. You were another one that had a great car. Your night got taken very early. You had a strong car out there, and we saw that from a few guys tonight. So sorry to see that we couldn't see you finish it and how it would turn out for you. You were running pretty solid all night, but you have the rest of the season. So I wish you a ton of luck moving forward, and hopefully we can get you back up there on the podium.
Thank you guys.
Hey,
Really
Frozen.
appreciate it. Good win, Brian.
Thanks.
Hey, Frozen, these guys come in here and they're always thanking their sponsors, and I don't really have any, so I'd like to thank AKA Smithfields and AKA Baseballs and just AKA Racing in general. I think Boss does a hell of a job and puts on one hell of a show. It frustrates me to
Hell
death
yeah, for
sometimes,
sure.
but when it's all said and done, it works out.
Absolutely.
If I had finished 16th, I would not be happy, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, I
Good
know how
stuff.
it is to run a league, but the amount of cars that you guys have on the field and the way he makes it work, I mean, Pro Boss does a heck of a job out there. So huge shout out to him. He's the guy that makes this happen, but along with the drivers, you guys also make it happen. You put on the
yeah.
show, and you guys do a hell of a job. So just congratulations
What
all
was it?
around.
What was it, Michigan, a couple races back where we had, I think, 24 cars and we made it work and there was hardly any cautions. I was like, after that race, I was like, oh no, I know, Boss. There's going to be, we're going to go for more. And
Yeah. He
it's
is
working.
he's
It's
one
working.
that pushes the limits. He's one that is not
Mhm.
afraid to make something happen, and if there's mistakes along the way, great. He learns from it and he moves on. But yeah, he's always pushing the envelope, and it's great to see you guys out there and making moves. I'm excited to see what happens for next race. We are going to be back live, I think September 8th, Pro Boss said. There is a slight schedule change. So the next
I
race,
thought there was. Okay.
yeah, I didn't know that, but there is a schedule change. So we'll see where we are going next. I'll announce it on Twitter, and you'll hear it from Pro Boss. But until then, a crazy night at Las
Hey.
Vegas. So many different things happening. It was crazy. Yes.
Hey, Freaky wanted me to tell you, I almost forgot, wanted me to tell you that he'll be back in here talking with you soon and he still loves you.
We love Freaky Fast. The guy is amazing. Glad to see you back. I saw you out there tonight. I know that you had a little bit of a rough race tonight, but hopefully we'll see you back on podium. But guys, this is it for tonight. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Don't forget about us. And we'll get moving on to the season for race number 4. We'll find out where we are going. But for tonight, another amazing race brought to you by Shake and Bake Racing, aka Cup Series. These guys are amazing. I'm so glad you could tune in tonight. But until next race, you guys take it easy.